Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Teachings of Queen Kunti. This is prayer number 17 and it's called Lightening the Burden of the World. We have already been reading the purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada for the past few days, and we'll continue reading it. I'll just read the translation. Others say that the world being overburdened like a boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.8.34. So we'll continue reading from the purport. Because the lotus flower on which Lord Brahma is born is grown from the navel of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu is known as Padmanabha. So from the navel of Lord Vishnu comes a lotus flower, and Brahmaji is created on there. He is born from there. So Lord Vishnu is called Padmanabha. Nabha means navel, Padma, lotus. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the father Narayan or Vishnu without the contact of Mother Lakshmiji. Lakshmiji was present near Narayan, engaged in the service of the Lord, but still without contact with Lakshmiji, Narayan begot Brahma. So Narayan, he got Brahma not with contact with Lakshmiji. No, just from his navel, he just created lotus flower and he created Brahma. Lakshmiji is always there with Narayan. She is serving his lotus feet, massaging his lotus feet. She was there, but he created Brahma by himself. So that's why Brahma is called Atmabhu. Atmabhu, because he's directly begotten from the Father. That is the omnipotency of the Lord. When we want to beget a child, we need the help of a wife because we cannot beget a child alone. But Krishna, Lord Vishnu, produced Brahma without the help of his wife Lakshmi, although she was present, because he's not dependent on anything. One who foolishly considers Narayan to be like other living beings should take a lesson from this. So if we think that Narayan is same like us, I and Narayan same, no problem. He can say, Lord Narayan, he can create Brahma just by himself. He's not dependent. We, on the other hand, we are totally dependent. The Lord is independent. That is the point we need to understand. We are competing with God. We are saying, who's God? Why is he great? I'm great. I'm the great one. But we don't understand that we are dependent. God is independent. That is the difference. We are dependent on God. And God, he's independent. The Vedic literature forbids one to think that other living beings are on equal level with Narayan. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devate Samatveneva Viksheta Sapasandi Bhavedruvam. Someone has invented the word Daridra Narayan, trying to show that Narayan has become poor and that the beggar who comes to my door to beg is also Narayan. This is not authorized in the Vedic literature. So somebody says Daridra Narayan, that the poor man is Narayan. But this is completely against the Vedas, completely against the authorized Vedic literature. Narayan is the master of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. And only fools think that he somehow becomes poverty-stricken. So how Narayan owns the whole material world, the whole spiritual world. Why is he going to become a beggar? So rascals say that Narayan, Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods, you, I, and everyone else are all on the same level. This is foolishness. Narayana is asamoradva. This means that no one can be equal to or greater than him. Asamoradva, that is the position of Narayan. If we think that Narayan, Brahma, Shiva, you, me, anyone else, what difference does it make? We are all one. We are foolish. The Vedas strictly instruct us not to think like that. The Vedas are being, They say we are foolish. Foolish if we think that Narayan and you and me and everyone is the same. So Narayan is asamauradhva. This means that no one can be equal to or greater than him. Therefore, Krishna himself, the original Narayan, says in Bhagavad Gita, Mata parataram nanyat, there is no one superior to me. So Narayan, Lord Krishna, is the original Narayan. Lord Krishna is the original Narayan. We understand that how from Lord Krishna comes the expansion of Lord Balaramji, from Lord Balaramji expansion of the Chaturvyuha, from the Chaturvyuha expands the first Narayan, then from this Narayan comes the second Chaturvyuha, from the second Chaturvyuha comes the three Vishnus. So the origin is Krishna. Etecha amsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. And so that's how Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mata parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. There is no one superior to me, nor is anyone equal to him. That's what Krishna says. No one else declares this. No one else can declare that there is no truth superior to me. There is no one superior to me. Only Krishna says that. Why? Because it's the truth. Because there is no one superior to him. If we do research work, we'd say, I'm independent. I have no one superior. But are we independent? Are we really independent? Something happens to us, immediately we'll pray, my dear God, please help me. We get shaken up, we get, something or the other, we turn to pray. Why is that? That's our original position. We are dependent on the Lord. So Krishna, no one is superior to him, nor is anyone equal to him. So we can't think Krishna and me same. We are equal. No, he's completely independent. He's completely independent. He's God. We are not God. We are not. The word asama means that no one is equal to him, and anurudva. Anurdhva means that no one is greater than him. This is the position of the Lord. No one is equal to God and no one is greater than God. That is God's position. If we think that we are equal to God or greater than God, then that is our foolishness. And that's the reason we are here in the material world. That is material life. Not understanding the position of God and not understanding our position. Narayan is not an ordinary living being. He's the personality of Godhead himself. And he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by sexual intercourse and has no other means to beget a child than the one designed for him. But Narayan is all-powerful, and therefore he can beget a child from his navel. Every part of his body has full potency, as explained in the Brahma Samhita 532. Angani yasya saklendriya vrittimanti. For example, I can see with my eyes, but Krishna can also eat with his eyes. Foolish rascals will say, you are offering food to Krishna, but what has he eaten? It is still here. He has not eaten anything. Such people do not know that Krishna can eat just by seeing, for he can do anything with any part of his transcendental body. When a washerman refused to supply cloth to Krishna and Mathura, Lord Krishna displayed his transcendental potency by cutting off the man's head with his hand. How was this possible? It was possible by the Lord's omnipotence. So Krishna can do anything. He created Brahmaji, he created a child. Brahma is his child, Brahma is his son. Why? Just from his navel. We can't do that. We can't create a child by that. We have to produce a child by what is designed for us and no other way. Krishna can eat with his eyes. We can't. If we try to eat with our eyes, God bless us, So, and Krishna, when he was in Mathura, he went to the washerman. He told the washerman, hey, you have nice clothes, give them to me. Washerman said, no, these are for cunts. I will not give you. Krishna immediately killed him. We may say, oh, how can Krishna kill a man just like that? He's so mean. But this man got liberated. He got liberated. He to stop his foolishness. Krishna killed him and gave him liberation. So this is Lord's omnipotence. So we may say, okay, right now I'm not equal to Krishna, but after I get liberated, I will become Krishna. That is another foolishness. That is continuing. That is the last snare of Maya. She helps us, she makes us think, yes, you can continue to be God. Okay, now you're not God because you're in the material body. After you get liberated, you will become God. That is the last snare of Maya. We can never become God. God can never become God. God is always God. We can never become God. Only thing what we have to do is to revive our original true consciousness. That is self-realization. Self-realization is not that I have to become someone else. Then how is that self? Then we are trying to become someone else. And that's not self-realization. That is the last snare of Maya. The Lord is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various potencies. This is explained in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam by the words Abhigya Swarat. Abhigya Swarat. First verse of Bhagavatam. Srila Vyasadeva puts this. Immediately Bhagavatam informs us who is the original person, Lord Krishna. What's his position? He is completely independent, Abhigya Swarat. The word Swarat indicates that he's self-sufficient, not dependent on anyone. That is the qualification of God. Nowadays, there are so many self-proclaimed incarnations of God. But as soon as they have some toothache, they immediately say, oh, doctor, help me, save me. If you're God, save yourself. Why go to a doctor? Such people are rascals. And they make it very difficult to spread Krishna consciousness. The whole world now is overburdened by such rascals and demons, and therefore the atom bomb is waiting for them by the Supreme, by the will of the Supreme. So we think, oh, I'm God, or some people will publicly claim, oh, I'm God. But no, only God is God. God is completely independent. We are dependent. No living entity can become God. God is not a post to be applied for. Only God is God. So that is the position. You know, we are totally dependent and yet we claim we are God. And that is our foolishness. So it is in our best interest that we continue to hear and chant to understand the truth. Is that okay? Okay, so we'll stop here for today. Kunti Maharani ki jai, Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Hare Krishna.